typical training week? I think this is something the listeners would be interested in hearing about, but kind of less so about your meso or macro cycles, but more those micro cycles. So what would a typical training week look like for an elite sprinter?
When I was running, elite sprint, it depends. So, okay, so I trained twice a day, and I ended up training 6 days a week. Finally, at the end of my career, I got Sundays off, which was awesome. It took a long time to do that. I was like, thanks, Jackie. I think when I was younger, she just wanted to make sure I didn't go out on a Saturday night. Just joking. So it'd be twice a week, and then it would just mix it up. So I would do sometimes boxing sessions. I'd do probably 3 track sessions a week, 2 weight sessions a week. I'd do stretching sessions, Swiss ball sessions, pool sessions, and it'd be morning and night. So it is really full time, because you do a session for an hour or 2 hours in the morning, you have to recover to then back up being at the track and doing whatever you need to do at night. So it's luckily I eventually got to become a full-time athlete. I went to an Olympics, a World Indoor Championships, a Commonwealth Games, and then I finally became a full-time athlete. So it was pretty tough in those days, but you have to be very careful, because it's all about recovery as well as doing your big sessions. So you're probably training 30 hours a week. So it's a lot of hard work on your body for sure. And the thing is, to improve, this is the thing, to improve, you need to train harder. And sometimes when you train harder, your body just can't handle it. And I found that when you get older, sometimes it becomes less is more as well. So it's just learning all of that along the way and having your experiences, because experience is everything. You learn from it. And then I realized later on that less was more for me to be able to. And the Sydney Olympics was the best Olympics I'd run out of all 3 of them. My performances across the board, the times I ran, was the best out of the whole 3. So it worked out in the end.
And so what about your nutrition and recovery around that training? What was your...
Yes. Yeah, that's key too. That was really key. I worked with a nutritionist, and I worked with a new one going to the Sydney Olympics, where we completely changed, because when I talked to you about how you warm up, stretching, nutrition had changed as well, continues to change. So I was like more about having carbs and a little bit of protein, and then it changed to having more protein and little carbs, and again, I think that's up to the individual athlete. But yes, the last 12 months going into the Sydney Olympics, I completely changed my eating, and it worked for me for sure on so many levels. So it played a really big part for sure.
Have you maintained a lot of those principles of your obviously you're probably not training to the same extent as you were then now, but you've talked a lot about how running's helped you overcoming the grief of losing your mum and that kind of thing. Have you maintained a lot of those kind of principles of training now? And I know that you've run.
Well, sometimes my daughter thinks I still being an elite athlete, because I don't eat pasta or anything. She goes, "Mum." I actually went to. I don't look like an elite athlete, I can assure you. But I ended up, when you were talking about my mum, our beautiful mum. When Mum passed away, after having the kid, our 2 beautiful children, Nick and Gabriella, I did put on a bit of weight again, and then I was trying to lose weight. So I went to the dark side and started doing long distance running, which is hilarious to all my athletic friends, because I never used to jog 2 laps. So I started doing half marathons, and then when our beautiful mum passed away, I became ambassador for Can2, which is just such a amazing organization where you can sign up to run a half marathon, a marathon, 10K, whatever it may be. And what they do is they give you training, they give you a program over a period of time, and you raise money for cancer research. So I started doing that, and I absolutely loved it. So even today, I've been for a run this morning. I probably train 5 days a week still in the mornings. I have to have a day off now and then, because I get plantar fascia and stuff, and I got to give my body a bit of a break. But yeah, I love training. I really do. And I go to a place called Chocolate Box Training love that because it's hard. So I do that at least twice a week. Should be 3 times, but I do love that as well. So yes, it's definitely part of my life.